It's been a bit rough this week. It's been 2 months and a week since I left my job, hopefully my last office job ever. I'm not totally against working for someone again, but it has to be the right fit and vibe. I listened to a friend's podcast recently. He had a guest on who has a YouTube channel about her life as a dancer, performer, and choreographer. She is now a TV host, the first female host, in fact, of a show called Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live. And she talks about how casting agents were looking at a lot of videos and photos of people online and happened to see one of her YouTube videos, which got only a couple hundred views, and liked her look and vibe and contacted her, and she ended up getting the job. It just goes to show you never know. Opportunities and connections can come from anywhere. You just have to keep putting yourself out there. Anyway, the honeymoon period, aka the rush of being free of my 9 to 5 job, is over, I think it's safe to say, and reality is setting in. No more cushy office job means no more regular paycheck, of course, and it also means no more cushy benefits. My organization had a fat benefits package that included access to free counseling services 24/7. I could talk to a licensed counselor about whatever I wanted in confidence. It felt so good to know if I was having a bad day, I could call that hotline. Plus, I had a yearly allowance to spend on my own regular counselor. I found a badass one. She's a Korean Canadian like me. I talk to her once a month and we work through a lot of stuff. She charges $170 an hour. I hope to be in a position to return to her one day. For now, I'm in the wild, and the mental health system is not the greatest. There are free resources, basically only if you're a student, have a mental health diagnosis, or are suicidal. There is low-fee counseling starting at around $30 or $50 an hour. My cheap ass just has to wrap her head around forking over my own money to pay for it. And with a 9 to 5 job, I had structure. I had a regular morning and afternoon break and a set lunchtime, and I knew no matter what, I would have 2 specific days off a week. Now that I'm on my own, it's very easy to lose myself in writing or content creation and not take breaks or days off. A wise friend gave me great advice recently. You wouldn't overwater your favorite plant, right? Anyway, I think it's important, if I'm going to share my post-quitting my job journey, to talk about the ups and the downs. We're humans with a diverse range of emotions. We're supposed to fully feel and express them all, not just the pretty ones. Anyway, I'm busier now than working a full-time job. I'm not complaining. It's a good busy. I'm doing things I love, that I'm good at, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Writing, public speaking, figuring out how to share truth in an interesting and entertaining way. You see this? You are looking at one of the only trophies this lifelong underachiever ever won growing up. First place public speaking in middle school. I wrote and performed a speech on a day in the life of a ping pong ball or something like that. My dad was very book smart, well-educated, multilingual, and he was the best public speaker and storyteller I have ever seen. He could hold court in English, Korean, and Mandarin Chinese. He should have been a lawyer or professor or TV presenter, but like many Korean immigrants in Canada, he was a convenience store owner and later a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, which he loved. No offense, Dad, I love you forever, but he never reached his full potential. I don't want to end up like that. Whatever talent I have for writing and public speaking, I got it from him, and I want to take it for a spin and see what I can really do with it. I think I'm supposed to use those gifts to help people, make them think, laugh, make their day and life even a little smoother. Anyway, I feel like everything in my life, all my stupid ass mistakes and crappy decisions has been leading up to this. I used to look at my past and beat myself up for the hot mess I made of my life. Like, I never went to med or law school. I never became a PhD or MBA. So I felt like I didn't gain any really valuable skills or experience that I could turn into a prestigious and lucrative career. But I did manage to save some money, which allowed me to leave my job and work on my writing, which is so important to me and to the world. And I'm really thankful for that. At some point, you have to forgive yourself. Take whatever lessons you can and let the past go. You can't carry around all that regret forever. And you have to admit, a messy past is an interesting one. Mistakes and falling on your face makes your life story so much richer. Doing everything right would be nice, I guess, but it would also be boring. So I've learned to at least accept my past. As for my past insecure, clueless self, before I would shake my head and cringe at her. Now I'm like, can I look at her with compassion? Can I show her the same kindness and understanding that I would to a friend? As with my parents, my past self was just doing the best she could from the level of consciousness she was at. I can't judge her using the knowledge and experience I have now. That is so unfair to her. Anyway, I was a bit depressed and stressed out earlier this week because no matter how much I get done in a day, it seems like it's never enough. Working on my book and leveling up my social media, just one of those is a full-time job. Working on both, even though I enjoy doing it, it can be pretty overwhelming. I have to figure out how to be more productive. In the meantime, I have to not beat myself up so much and remember that every little bit I get done helps. And every day I end up a little closer to my goals is a good day. Okay, enough cheesy shit. Let's talk tools to help you optimize your mind and your day. First, a lot of us work at office jobs where we spend 8 hours a day sitting down, staring at a screen. It is really important not just to get up and move around, take a short walk, do some stretching, go outside and look at something natural, trees, flowers, but also it is really important to look at something far away once in a while. Gaze at the horizon, clouds, or a bird in the distance. When we're looking at a screen or a book, our focus is very short distance and concentrated. This signals our survival-based brain that we need to be on and in fight or flight mode. And being in this mode, while it can be life-saving, is very draining. So it's important to switch what our eyes are focusing on, if not every hour, then at least a few times a day. This change in eye focus resets our brain and nervous system to a more relaxed, I am safe state. Gaze at something far away in a soft, dreamy way and visualize your brain and nervous system calming down. According to research, doing this is crucial for processing experiences, consolidating memories, learning, and fostering creativity. So TLDR, taking breaks the right way is really good for our brains, mental health, and creativity. Second, being out of work and having an uncertain future has really made me think about my self-worth and how it relates to money. And I came up with this affirmation. I deserve to not just exist, not just survive, but thrive, like a flower opening up fully to the morning sun, like a bird soaring through the clear blue sky, fully in its element, whether I am making money right now or not. And I am worthy and precious and deserve the best this life has to offer, no matter what. No matter how much money I make or don't make, or if I have a job or not. No matter how many friends or social connections I have or don't have. Or insert your own no matter what here. Now, I like the idea of affirmations, and I do them semi-regularly, but I admit I don't fully believe them, / They haven't fully sunk into my subconscious yet. Maybe it takes time and repetition. I like to think I've cleared up a lot of false negative conditioning that society, mass media, and authority figures try to program into me. Hopefully there's only a bit remaining, and that is what is keeping me from really believing positive affirmations. I will keep trying and saying them to myself. One of my favorite inspirational sayings is, dripping water eventually hollows out a stone, not through force, but through persistence. This is by an ancient Roman poet going all the way back to 43 BC, so you know it's legit. My secret weapon, fake it till you make it. Pretend I believe the affirmations and that they're true right now, and eventually it'll sink in. I mean, something's got to shift eventually, right? Anyway, I had a hard time figuring out the script for this video. Not sure why. It's not like I don't have a ton of ideas I want to share with you. But who knows? The human brain and creative process is so mysterious. So this week's video turned out to be a little stream of consciousness, in my opinion. It's all good. They don't have to all be the same format. Sometimes I might do video essays. Sometimes I'll tell stories or do a vlog. In any case, I hope people do what I do with a lot of my favorite channels and podcasts. Put me on in the background or play me in your earbuds. Let me keep you company while you walk the dog or do the dishes or get ready for the day. I hope to make you smile, laugh, think. I hope to provide useful insights. At the very least, I want to provide a positive energy and presence, something that is comforting for you to play in the background. Until next time, your online friend and companion, Sue.